Hey y'all, welcome back to Shady Conversations, where we speak the truths that most women keep tucked away. I'm your host, the Legacy Curator, Shayna Mowat. Whether this is your first time tuning in or you've been riding with me since the beginning, this platform is all about shamelessly amplifying the unspoken truths of womanhood. And this episode is another step on that journey. Let's get into it. I have been showing myself a little bit of grace. I know an episode is supposed to be dropping every Sunday, every Monday on the dime, 12 o'clock. But I also had to take into account that I am a one-woman show. It's just me over here doing all the things, the recording, the hosting, the editing, the content, everything. So I want you guys to show me a little bit of grace as well. Just starting out, doing it all by yourself, it can get a little tricky, especially since I do have other things going on, and it's not an excuse because I am dedicated, but motherhood is real. Real estate life is real. Things happen. And I just had to show myself a little bit of grace. I really enjoy this platform and creating the podcast and talking, having the conversations. I also just really want to make sure that I don't experience burnout too early on, because I see this as being something lasting. So in order to keep it going, we're going to take our time. Anyways, it is week 4 of the Shady Spring Reset, and this week is the week of the soft girl life. Don't we love it? Don't we all want it? Do we all have it? No. But, it's okay to have soft moments. You might not be in your soft girl era, but you can enjoy some soft girl time. So, as we're getting ready for week 4, why, as the clock struck midnight, did my whole life come crumbling down? I'm about to enter a soft week, or so I thought. Let me set the scene. 'Twas the night of young, wild, and 3. I was in my mama bag heavy. I did my big one, patia shot. Then, in an instant, let's just say, party over. Done. Okay? It's a wrap. It's time to go home. I'm not going to get into the details of that instance just yet. I truly believe in speaking from a healed space, and if you're currently navigating rough waters, you may just say some things that contradict your growth when you make it to the other side. Not to say bottle things up, but just make sure you seek the right counsel first. If it's something spiritual, go to your pastor or someone who has a relationship with God or a faith that you really truly admire. If it's something relationship, don't go to your single bestie. Or if it's friendship, maybe not talk to your friends who might be biased. If it's something about motherhood, ask a mom. And if it's career related, especially if you're an entrepreneur, find a seasoned, successful mentor that can really guide you on the right path of not telling you how to make your decisions, but maybe how to get the type of outcomes that you want. Then definitely you want to share your experience, because you never know who needed to hear it but didn't know how or who to ask. I do want to get into what came from it, because this is where my shady ladies can relate. The ugly truth of being a Psalms 139 woman and becoming her often means navigating powerful, tough decisions. Before we get into this conversation, though, I do want to make something very, very clear. When we talk about the power of decisions in this space, we're not talking about moving recklessly, making impulsive choices, or doing anything that harms yourself or others. This is not about being irresponsible. This is not about breaking laws or avoiding accountability. We're talking about intentional, life-shaping decisions, the kind that require you to choose between paths that look and feel completely different, but both lead to growth. Hey girlies, we're going to take a very intentional pause, because real quick, why haven't you locked in? Here's 15 seconds to get it done. If you're listening on Spotify, hit follow. And if you're watching on YouTube, then subscribe. That way you can be a part of all the conversations, past, present, and what's coming next. Now that we got that out the way, here's 5 more seconds to go like this episode. Thank you for locking in for real. All right, back to the episode. We often talk about choosing softness, choosing peace, choosing alignment. But what happens when life forces you to make a decision that doesn't feel soft at all? And you're supposed to be having a soft week. Like, come on. I just want to say soft life is not easy life. It's a series of intentional decisions that protect your peace for the long term. Sometimes the soft life requires hard decisions. Decisions like to leave or not to leave, to break tradition or choose exception, to speak up or stay silent, to heal, face your pain, unpack trauma, or to keep functioning as you are, to forgive with access or to forgive with boundaries. Are we going to cut them off and block them or what? Like, what's up? Sometimes the decision is to pursue your purpose or prioritize your security, like my entrepreneurs versus my 9-to-5ers. Ultimately, it comes down to making two decisions. And the first decision, it might look like choosing yourself, starting over, cutting ties, rebuilding emotionally, mentally, and financially, limiting your presence. And for moms, sometimes that means even in your kids' life. But there's always a bit of grief that comes when you choose yourself. At the end of the day, this decision of choosing yourself can feel like you're losing parts of your life. It's gonna be hard. And then there's the other decision 2, staying the course, doing the work, being patient, extending grace, setting new boundaries, maintaining an image maybe, having tough conversations, being uncomfortable, choosing to rebuild instead of restart. And in the same breath, that is going to be hard. I think staying the course requires just as much strength as leaving, just in a different way. Now, I only have 2 decisions for y'all, but if you ever find yourself with a third dimension, just pray about it, sis, because I don't know what to tell you. These 2 decisions is enough for me. Give me a third one and I'm losing it. In this instance, my own fork in the road, God definitely revealed to me that there is hope either way, and it will work out either way, which is how we ended up with today's conversation. Now, it's not always about your physical environment. Now, leaving isn't always about your physical environment. Sometimes it's your mindset, it's your spiritual, it's the places that you go, it's the people that you lean on. You just have to identify your season, because seasonal change and drastic life changes, they can be a little bit different. One could be temporary and one is very much permanent. It always goes back to being a good steward of your current circumstances, the house, the kids, the man, the job, whatever it is that's in your life and what you have right now. You just want to make sure that you're being a good steward over those things in the season that you're in. We've been taught to look at decisions as right or wrong, good or bad, obedient or disobedient. But real life doesn't always give you that type of clarity. Sometimes you're not choosing between right or wrong. You're choosing between 2 different versions of sacrifice. And that's the part that makes it super heavy. There's always a choice that makes sense on paper, aligns with what people expect from you, sounds like the mature, responsible, or godly decision. That's the decision that looks right to everyone else. It's the one people will clap for, the one that avoids question, judgment, or side eyes. But what people don't see about the quote unquote right decision is that it might require a level of sacrifice that feels unbearable to you. It might cost you your emotional capacity, your mental stability, your sense of self, your ability to show up fully in other areas of your life. And the truth is that just because a decision is honorable, that doesn't mean that it's sustainable for you. And yes, God will bless you for that sacrifice. And yes, there is fruit in obedience. Now, sometimes the public approved right decision is the decision that you make. It might feel unbearable, but like the footprints in the sand, when God is walking with you, then all of a sudden you only see one set of footprints. God's carrying you. That's the hope that will bring you through that decision. But then there's another option. The one that raises eyebrows, invites questions, doesn't fit the narrative of what you should do. That's a decision that doesn't look right to others. It might look selfish. It might look stupid. It might look like you're copping out. It might not make sense to anyone but you. And yet it is still a sacrifice. Because even in choosing it, you're giving something up. You're giving up your comfort, your familiarity, your relationships, your identity. The difference is it's a sacrifice that you're more willing to carry. Not because it's easy, but it's just not the same type of hard. And I'm a firm believer in choosing your hard. At some point, we were all taught that the hardest option is the strongest option. The more painful choice is the more honorable one. And if you could have endured more, but you didn't, then you must have quit. But that mindset will have you performing like you're strong instead of actually being strong and being whole. Choosing a sacrifice that you're more willing to carry doesn't mean you took the easy way out. It means you took the honest way out. Let's be real. Both options cost you something, but one of them drained you in a way that it disconnected you from yourself. It forces you to survive instead of live, and it requires you to constantly override your intuition. And the other one, it still hurts. It still stretches you. It still requires discipline, but it allows you to stay intact while you grow. And that's not weakness, that's wisdom. I think self-awareness is a form of strength, and it takes strength to say, I can't carry this version of sacrifice long term. This will break me, not build me. This looks good to others, but it's not for me. And that's not giving in, that's discernment. Weakness is ignoring what you know is too heavy for your spirit just to prove a point. Strength is choosing a path that you can actually sustain for your life while you're building. This episode is brought to you by me, your legacy curator, Shayna Moat. I'm not just here to talk about growth, identity, and purpose. I help you build the life you're praying for in real time. As a real estate professional, mortgage originator, and financial strategist, I guide individuals and families through the decisions that shape legacy. From purchasing a home to restructuring debt, to creating a financial plan that feels doable, intentional, and God-led. Whether you're buying your first home, trying to understand what you can actually qualify for, wanting to utilize real estate as a wealth building tool, preparing for a new season financially, or just tired of trying to figure it out alone, I'm here to help you move from overwhelmed to over-prepared. If you're ready to stop guessing and start building, you can connect with me directly at yourlegacycurator.com or click the link in the show notes. Because legacy isn't something you leave behind, it's something you're building right now. All right, back to the episode. I don't think God is just concerned with the outcome. I think he's more concerned with who you become in the process. Will this decision make you more disciplined, or will it make you more depleted? Will it stretch you or slowly drain you? Will it bring you peace or force you to perform like you're strong? Y'all, we're not performing for people anymore. I mean, you can choose to perform. The decision is yours. But I'm not in the era of life where I want to perform. Because you can make the public approved right decision and still lose yourself in it. And you can make the misunderstood decision and find yourself in the process. Can we please normalize understanding that God never asked you to destroy yourself to prove your strength? Life is hard enough already. And choosing what you can carry is not a lack of faith. It's trusting that God is not always asking you to break yourself just to be blessed. Sometimes you're already broken at the point of the decision. You've reached the end of your road, and now you need to heal. The question is, what journey are you taking to do so? Ladies, instead of thinking, am I taking the easy way out? Let's reframe that. Ask yourself, am I choosing a path that allows me to grow without losing myself? Will this version of sacrifice produce peace or just pressure? I wholeheartedly believe that God is not sitting there waiting to punish you for choosing the wrong option. I think that if your heart posture is genuine, if you're seeking Him, if you're trying to move with intention, His grace covers you. Whether you stay and do the work or jump ship and start over, He still covers you. There will be lessons, there will be growth, there will be refinement, and yes, there will be blessings. Your decisions take you down two different paths, but you still find purpose. We, the people, have turned peace into an aesthetic. It looks like quiet mornings, soft music, boundaries, solo dates, saying no with no explanation because that's what I said and I'm standing on that. And while all of that is beautiful, it's incomplete because what people don't show is what peace costs you. Peace isn't just something that you choose. You gotta pay for that. Cash out, baby. Show me the money. And the price tag on peace is usually relationships that you thought were forever, versions of yourself that felt familiar, access to people, places, and patterns that you once depended on, comfort, especially the kind that keeps you stuck. And the currency to pay for that? Discomfort, grief, detachment, discipline. Sometimes choosing peace is walking away when you still love them, staying and doing hard intentional work instead of escaping, setting boundaries that change how people experience you. And that part isn't aesthetic, it's quiet, it's heavy, it's misunderstood. I'm not going to hold y'all long. This is just something that was on my mind. And like I said, I know my shady ladies out there can definitely relate. And I just want to free you by saying there is no perfect choice. There is only intentional ownership. I want you to stop looking for guarantees. Nothing is guaranteed. Your blessings are gifts from God, and He can and He will bless you in any era of life. I want you to stop outsourcing your decisions. Advice from good counsel is warranted, but public opinion from the peanut gallery, y'all can hold that. And then I just want y'all to trust your discernment. You and your spirit are one. If you feel calm and settled in your choice, even if it's the less favorable to the public, lean on that. That's your discernment. When you feel anxious and uneasy, baby, that ain't it for you. That ain't it for you. Red flags. Walk away. Do not pass go. Now, if you don't trust your discernment, that's a whole nother conversation that we're going to have. Maybe we'll take it to the Shady Round Table. And y'all, if you need to take a beat to weigh through your options, that is fine. This is your life. Take your time. There is so much power in breathing. A 3-second pause to take a deep breath can be the game changer that takes you from being reactive and impulsive to responsible and logical. And please declutter your home. I say this all the time. You get so much clarity when you throw stuff away. Let go, release, donate some clothes, ladies. You're not wearing that anywhere. Decluttering is my go-to. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. But that's just my opinion. With all that being said, peace doesn't come from the decision itself. It comes from standing in your decision fully, 10 toes down. I said what I said. And softness isn't about avoiding hard decisions. It's about choosing a life that doesn't harden you, harden your heart in the process. Whew, child. I just went on a rant. But I really hope it resonated with you guys. I really hope that it freed some of you guys. If you're currently at a crossroads and you're having a really hard time determining which path you should take next, share it with me. You guys can head to our social media page on Instagram at Shady Conversations. Feel free to drop your thoughts or comments, scenario, situation in the Ask the Ladies advice section, and we'll definitely talk about it. I do have to say, it does burden me to share this with you guys that I did in the midst of all of this chaos and trying to figure out my decision. I had to postpone the Grit Meets Grace pop-up event that was supposed to be scheduled for May 24th. I am truly heartbroken. I reached out to all my vendors. I had to refund everything. It broke my heart, but it's something that I needed to do because I cannot take on anything right now. It's that deep. But I'll be okay. We're always going to be okay. We're looking at things through different lens these days. We're walking with God and we're making things happen and we're standing firm in our decisions. So the Grit Meets Grace retreat is going to be postponed to the fall. Originally, our big retreat was going to be in the fall anyways. So I don't know if I'm just going to do a pop-up or if I'm going to do a big retreat, but it will be in the fall and I will announce it. So to everybody who was looking forward to it, I do apologize to you, but please show me some grace and understand where I'm coming from. It needed to happen. That is it. That is all I have for you guys today. I just want to thank all of today's listeners for sharing space with me today. If today's conversation spoke to you, I hope you give her permission to sit with it, speak on it, and heal through it. Remember, she has an intentional destiny yielding, and this journey, it's yours to own. Don't forget to subscribe and share, leave a review, and follow us on Instagram and YouTube. Our Instagram is at Shady Conversations. Our YouTube is at That's So Shayna. Also, make sure you guys are listening to the audio on Spotify, y'all. I promise my voice is just as soothing in your car on your way to work. If you're ready to be a guest or a sponsor, tap in, y'all. We're building this platform together. Come promote your business. Let's grow together. Until next time, stay shady, stay grounded, and keep the conversations going.